I've come along to Unlocked in East London to chat to music photographer Kane Hibberd to check out his new exhibition, Scale. And yes, his muses are the guitars of some of the biggest players in music, from Matt Bellamy, Nile Rodgers, Robbie Krieger, and more.
We always wanted to put fine art with a little bit of rock and roll. So the venue's the rock and roll, but then the actual presentation of it is nice and clean. Yeah. So this is the second floor.
Great. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, so here's another guy that is in my show, Life in Six Strings. Yeah. Rick Nielsen. Did you go to his house?
I went to his house.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Amazing.
I got shown through the vault downstairs.
It's insane, isn't it? He's literally. I don't think that guy's ever thrown anything out in his life.
No.
Like literally, he's everything he's ever owned is in his house. Yeah. And especially down there in that vault. Yeah. It's just the funniest place I've ever seen.
And did he show you his smart car?
I was driving around in it with that Shag Often on the number plate.
Exactly, and the rear view is like the I think it's a Strat headstock, the rear view mirror, or a Telecaster.
How did I not notice that?
Yeah, I mean, he's got all these little details of guitars in the interior as well.
Did he take you to the Swedish restaurant?
No. Well, it sounds like I missed out. I might have to message him about that.
Yeah, that was funny. He took me to some Swedish restaurant in Rockford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so when I asked, so the guitar he chose wasn't, a guitar that had been made famous through Cheap Trick, because he obviously has the checkerboard guitars in his 5-neck, and it's like those have been photographed so much. He thought about it from the point of view of he's a collector as well. And so this is his holy grail. There's only 3 of these guitars. This is very
rare, this one.
Yeah, only 3 that ever made, and he searched for over 20 years to find it. Mm. And so when they found it, it was actually in pieces and it had to be rebuilt. But this is his, this is the holy grail of his collection.
Was it a Chet Atkins guitar or something? What was the story with this?
Merle Travis.
That's it.
And
I knew there was a... It's such an expensive guitar. It's no wonder they only sold 3 or made 3, because at the time it was way too elaborate for most people to afford. When I saw it, because he's got it at the Hard Rock Cafe, hasn't he, at the moment. When I saw him, it was in there. Oh, okay. But the detail is just insane on that guitar.
It's an exquisite looking guitar.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really, really cool. And he's such a character.
Yeah. This is Glenn Hansard's, and he calls it the Horse.
Yeah.
I mean, this is almost Willie Nelson's Trigger.
I was going to say it's like Trigger.
This is a young Trigger.
It's a young Trigger. Yeah. I love that. Did you get Trigger?
No, not yet.
Is that on your list?
I would love to shoot Trigger. So I'm hoping that now that the project's out and we've still got a little bit more time before we, sort of close the books on it, that we can pick up. Yeah, because that's iconic. But this is, this is amazing as well.
It's funny though, isn't it? Because, I guess that's part of it. It does change the sound of it with those holes. Yeah. So, I mean, Trigger's like going to be nothing left of it. No. So, what was your rig setup like for this? Was it, because obviously you were traveling around, and sometimes it was because you were on tour with the band. Was it quite a big setup?
Yeah. So the hardest thing with shooting each guitar is the grip, so how the guitar was placed over the top, and it went on a big boom arm and stand. So I could travel with everything in 2 cases except that piece of equipment. So I would have to hire that wherever I shot the guitar.
Right, okay.
And so that's like when I was in America, I would often drive a lot. So I had that piece of grip stored in LA.
Oh, okay.
And I would drive anything up to 12 hours was like, that's a drive, that's not too far.
Wow.
So, I drove, even to shoot Ian Mackay's guitar that we saw earlier, I drove from Chicago to Washington and back to get that, because I shot a guitar in Chicago, and then to hire that equipment, I was struggling to find it in Washington.
Oh, so you had to.
So it's just easier. And I love driving, and it's a great way to see places as well.
I love Chicago. Chicago is one of my favourite places.
Yeah.
Because when I went to see Rick, I flew to Chicago and spent a few nights there. It was amazing.
Well, I based myself in Chicago when I shot Rigs as well.
Yeah,
and shot
it's
a bunch
great,
of
isn't
ones.
it? Yeah. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
Did you go to Phoenix, do Lita?
No, this was shot in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the guitar was on tour and they were just about to start again. And they were in rehearsals. So sometimes it works out like that. Like it's all about scheduling. If you can get someone just before they start a tour.
Yeah, then.
Like John Frusciante was another one that Chili Peppers were, rehearsing for a tour. So it's kind of easy to pop in after they were done.
And this is the one she played on the Aussie track,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
I've held this guitar.
Yeah.
It's bloody heavy.
Yeah. I know you.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how she played that.
No.
She's cool. She's
But she makes it work.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn Tipton.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's great. I went to his studio at his house, and it's so cool to come into some of these places because it's just like Judas Priest plaques all around the wall, and you just realise the careers that these people have had. It's
insane.
It's insane, and then to be invited to go into those spaces, like, I mean, it's such a privilege. Scale would never exist without the community, the musical community behind it. You can't do this by yourself. You have to have support. Yeah. And I was so lucky that the support I got from artists, incredible.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well.
It does keep going. There's more of the metal, going. Like we've got a bit of a metal section down there.
Oh, you've got, that's where Cantrell's is and Murillo and Kirk Hammett.
Yeah.
Joe Perry.
So we tried to, there's so many different stories and there's so many different guitars. So we've kind of tried to put some, also artists next to each other that you normally wouldn't see.
Okay, right.
Like Jane's next to Kerry King here.
Yeah.
And then,
it's interesting.
Yeah, Jim Root there. Like these little interesting things. He wrote Keith Richards' Wood because they were in the studio and they were tracking, and Jim's a smoker.
Right.
And you have to keep going out, and they lose momentum every time he's got to go out for a cigarette. And I think it was it was like, what would Keith would just light up a cigarette in the control room, and so they did,
They did.
Keith Richards would, so yeah.
Yeah, so why not? Why can't I?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
I love that. And there's Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah, so the dirt, I can't believe this was white.
I know, it's
it was
nuts,
like,
isn't it?
It was as white as that paper when it started.
It's so funny. And he had that one on stage at Download this weekend.
Yeah, that's like, I can't believe he tours these guitars are so valuable to him and they're so iconic. And he had a scare last year, if you remember.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that scare where he thought he'd lost it with him and then...
And so he was inspired by the patterns of like Rick Nielsen, like how they sort of...
Yeah.
And these are just stickers from the local radio station that he made the pattern, made the square circle pattern.
Was that how he made it?
Yeah. And the rock was part of...
Oh, so they're stickers?
Yeah, they're actually stickers.
How funny, I never knew that.
Yeah, so Randy Rhoads, Buddy Guy with his polka dot. So it's kind of, it's giving another extension of the expression of the artist.
What, have you got Eddie Van Halen's?
No, so we were kind of, starting to make inroads into Eddie, and because he was so, he was sick by the time, or quite sick by the time. So, I mean, one of the parameters I have about the exhibition is that...
Do they have to be alive?
They have to be alive, and they still own the guitar. Okay, so I just didn't want to shoot famous guitars.
Yes,
because
that makes sense.
A famous guitar, especially when it's just been bought by someone with money and it goes into a collection, it ceases to perform its primary function, and which is why it's famous in the first place.
Yeah.
So I wanted guitars, and they're all working guitars, and they're all owned by the artist. So they need to be alive so I can talk to them about, what it means.
Yes.
And then, another thing that a lot of people have spoken about is that a guitar needs to be played. The wood needs to resonate.
Yes,
the more a guitar gets played, the better it sounds.
Yeah.
So, once it goes into a collection, some of them kind of die in a way.
Well, it's tragic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, so this is the last one. So you ended with Tom Murillo. Was there a reason why this was the last one, or it just was the way it...
It's just sort of the way it was, but it's I mean, it's just an iconic guitar. I mean, we've got Brian May here as well.
Yeah,
you know.
actually, that's
Yeah.
very iconic.
So
this is the one that he built with his dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to his studio in.
Nice.
I went to his studio, and when I was shooting this, because he had all of, all of his gear was stacked up in there, and there was a box of pennies because he has. He has a box of coins that he has minted because he plays
uses
with
a
it.
pick, yeah.
And I saw that, and I'm like, I would so love to have one of those.
I know.
Obviously, I didn't, but it was like, there's this box of these coins. Yeah, it's amazing.
Did you shoot stuff around the guitar? So like you go to Brian's house and you see those box of coins. Did you shoot those as well? Like the kind of scene, to create the scene?
I did shoot some behind the scenes-y photos, but that was more just documenting my journey.
Okay.
Because I wanted to try and keep away from shooting the guitar like as a lifestyle, people shoot them up against the amp and things like that, where I wanted to, everything's shot exactly the same way and lit the same way. And it kind of strips away the physical, it strips away the physical picture of the artist, but we still, through the narration of the comment. So that's the other thing that we haven't done is that you can walk around with a headset.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's...
Where they're talking about the story behind the guitars and stuff, Yeah,
so when you visit the exhibition, you hear the interviews that I've done being narrated by Dan Carter and Mel Bampton. And that gives each image visual context.
Yeah.
So it's like, why does Tom Morello's guitar look like that? And you can kind of, hear that from the stories. And so the images strip away the artist, but you still hear from them through the narration.
This is brilliant. It's amazing. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
What a wonderful exhibition. Love it.
Yeah.
So, it's always nice to see people have an idea and then it comes to fruition like this. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
As I said, perseverance.
Yeah.